Hi everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm going to be creating a traveller's notebook spread using some new stamps from Kerri Bradford Studio and a couple of acrylic pieces from Colourcast Designs. So I've got my large photo already cut to the size of a traveller's notebook spread page, and I've chosen plain white for the other side, and I've got a strip of green that I think I'll put on that right hand side there just to help balance out that green on the photo on the left there. My journaling has already been printed out using my computer. It's just on printer paper, and I've punched that top edge using my Stampin' Up punch here that I've had for quite a few years just to make it look like note paper. So that's there ready to go. The stamps, I'm using two new stamps from Kerri Bradford Studio for this month. This first one is called Itty Bitty Plus, and it's a large stamp. You can see I've already got it on my large block here. If you don't have a large block to fit large stamps like this, you can always use a clear plastic lid or something that you can find around the house that these stamps will cling to, and that'll allow you to use that large stamp. So that's Itty Bitty Plus, and I've also got a numbered account here, and I'm using the 4-letter word stamp here, and it's got a line where you can fill in whatever word you like. So I've got that one there. I've also got the Kerri Bradford Studio homegrown stamp set because the theme with the flowers in my spread today, this is just perfect for that. So I've already chosen the words homegrown, that's happiness right there, loving, sit back and enjoy, and I think they're perfect for this spread. Now for the Colourcast Designs pieces, I've chosen this one here. It says more flowers, and as you can see the pink matches the colours in that photo just perfectly. So I've chosen that one to use. That also comes in a pack with Grow Baby Grow and this other lighter pink one that says From My Garden. So they come as a pack of 3, and I think they are absolutely gorgeous. I've also got a couple of stars here from this star pack. You get lots of different size stars in that pack, but the pinks, as you can see, match that piece perfectly. I'm using a pink ink today by Altenew. I think it's called Rubellite there, and it comes as a set of 4. Ideally, it would be nice to have a larger stamp pad to be using on this large stamp, but I can still make it work. It's not a problem. And I do have my black ink there as well to use. So I think that's it. I'm ready to get started, so I'll pop you one fast forward. Okay, so first up, I'm going to create my own patterned paper using the Itty Bitty Plus background stamp. So I've just inked up along one edge of this stamp because I don't need a very wide piece, and I've stamped it there once. I'm just going back over the stamp with that little ink pad and then lining it up as best I can to stamp on the other half of that piece of paper. It's actually like a plain thick cardstock. Okay, so you can see there it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how that's lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more stamping. I'm just cleaning off that pink ink from that big stamp just so that I don't get it anywhere else. And then I'll put that one aside and grab out the other stamps I want to use. So to save a bit of time on this, I'm actually just going to add all of the other stamps that I want to use onto this one block and stamp it all at once. So this could either go really well or really badly. So luckily for me, it's stamped up perfectly first go. So as you can see, I'm just inking up every stamp on that block all at once and stamping it directly onto that cardstock there. And they look great. So I was really happy with how that turned out. Now I just need to cut all of these pieces out ready to go. And now I can start putting this spread together. So I've got that stamped strip there, which I'm layering underneath that pink paisley strip of paper. And I'm just adding that down the right hand side of that second page there, making sure it's all nicely lined up. So I'm just working out my spacing now. I've got that acrylic piece to go at the top, my journaling, another stamped piece, and I've got that acrylic star. So I'm going to stick that journaling down. And I did realise there was another stamped piece I wanted to add above that acrylic piece, but you'll see that very shortly. I'm just going to add some stitching to that journaled piece first. Alright, so I've got the 4-letter word stamped piece under the journaling. And there's that other homegrown stamped piece I want to go above. So I'm just making sure I still had room for my acrylic piece, which was pretty good. On that first page, which is my large photo, I've got the word loving. Under that it says that's happiness right there, and under that one it says sit back and enjoy. And those stamps were all from the homegrown stamp set. So sticking all those down with my double-sided tape, and I'm now going to add stitching to each of those pieces. Alright, so the stitching's done, and now I can go ahead and add my acrylic piece to the top of that second page. So I'm just removing the backing off of that acrylic piece there. A little bit fiddly to do, but I do get there in the end. And there's a couple of different ways you can stick this down. You can use some fine line glue, some red line tape, or I've just used my tape runner on the back of that, and it's worked really well. So you'll see very shortly. I'll grab my tape runner and I just make sure I get a nice coverage on the back there, just all over. If you find that there's some excess that's visible from the front, all I do is just use my nail or a pen and remove any excess, and that seems to work pretty well. So that's stuck down really nicely with that tape runner, so I'm happy with that. Now I do have an acrylic star to go on this right hand side and one to go on the left hand side. So I'm sticking down that first one next to the loving stamped piece, and before I stick the other one on I wanted to add the date stamp. So I decided to stamp first before sticking that acrylic star on, just so that it doesn't interfere with that stamping. And you might notice too that I've added the word love just in my handwriting to that piece that says 4-letter word. Alright, so the date's on there now. I can add that last little star, and now this spread is complete. So it's nice and quick and easy today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how this one's come together. I'll leave a link down below to Colorcast Designs and to Kerri Bradford Studio, and let me know if you've got any questions about this spread. I'll see you again soon with another project, and thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now.